August 23rd, 2022. This is going to be a big day as we have the showcase event for Destiny 2's Lightfall expansion, something that they do every expansion to kind of give us an inside look at what's going on with the sandbox, the changes that are coming, and hopefully some insight on what's going on in the Destiny 2 universe. If you were fortunate enough to check out the podcast last night, which you can always check out anytime right here on YouTube, episode 19, coming up on that 20 mark, we talked about some potential ideas that we have for Lightfall, some predictions. Sam just had some questions for me that he wanted me to answer to kind of go over. It was a lighter twab again, so we talked about Lightfall and what's coming. And one of the things that he had asked me, he was talking about his wife, who used to play Destiny with us pretty regularly, and upon becoming a mother and just basically having life to deal with in general, she hasn't played as much, but he asked her what would it take to get you back into the game. And she had basically the same gripe as a lot of us have had, and that's the repetitive nature, the monotony of Destiny and its content right now. Basically, it's the same stuff, rinse and repeat. We have the same strikes. We have, some people don't really care for PvP. And inside of that, they don't really care for Gambit because of the PvP bullies that can be in there and, can kind of, pick on people, to say the least. It's understandable. So he asked me, what would a new core activity be? And he was being pretty specific about PvE because, again, he's referring to his wife and he's referring to the people that don't care for PvP. So I gave him two answers, and I said, well, if we're talking about PvP, the simplest and easiest answer, of course, would be the addition of a Battle Royale mode. I was very specific. I told him, I don't think that is the right answer, as I don't really see a way that comes into the game easily, or, just no. But I told him that would, of course, be what a lot of people would say. But then I told him, said the real answer, though, for people that just want to play the game and have a good time and have no PvP sweatlords to deal with, what if we had a true blue zombies horde mode like Call of Duty? I'm talking old Call of Duty. I'm talking World at War zombies. What if we had a mode like that? Basically, it's unlimited. It keeps going. There's no boss fight. There is something humbling about knowing that there's no real end to it. There's no end goal. The entire objective is to go as far as you can. Now, being a looter shooter, you can't do that without having some very nice rewards to go for. So, this was my suggestion, and I was pretty specific. The true Horde mode, we could call it something, knowing that Bungie likes to do their callbacks to their other games, you could call it something like the Flood. Or the fact that we have an old beat-up tower, you could just call it Tower Defense. No end, no boss fight, endless waves of enemies that get progressively harder at each new floor. Now, what do I mean by new floors? Every 5 rounds, you have a new floor to go for. Basically, at that point, the enemies get progressively harder, which also adds more experience as you go deeper in, as well as more rewards, better rewards for going deeper in. Deeper in. Every 5 rounds, a special chest with high-end rewards will show up, and upon completing the 5 rounds, you are given a charge. That charge can unlock the chest, which will end your pursuit, and basically you'll have to start over from that point on. You can consume the charge and end your run, or you can keep going, which will upgrade your charge, which will grant better rewards at the next 5th round chest. Something like that. So on, so forth, gives you some incentive to keep playing, to keep grinding. Now, regular mode would be 6-man match made with regular rewards and, resurrections enabled, no problem. There's no, respawning. If you all wipe, that's it. But you can respawn your allies. So, having, synergizing well with some of our exotics, the precious scars, something like that. Warlocks, will probably get a good use out of, stag rifts or something like that. So, something pretty cool. Then, to spice things up a bit, how do we make it more difficult for the people that want the higher end difficulty? The Master Mode, which is 3-man, no matchmaking, high-end rewards and consumables, you know, your shards, you know, stuff like that, your exotic materials. Resurrections are enabled until the lives run out, and you can get more lives at every new floor, and champions will be enabled for something like this. The bounties could be based off of weapon and subclass type kills, and the weekly pinnacle reward will be granted for completing 15 rounds, and you can complete that consecutively or individually. What does that mean? That means you can, you know, if you play a full 15 round run, you're done. You get your pinnacle for the week. Or you can just load into it and play round 1, you know, like 15 times over. Now, the point behind the floors is that means you could hypothetically do rounds 1 through 5 and be on the same difficulty, so that you could potentially get your pinnacles for doing, you know, 3 5-round runs, you know, something like that. I would love something like this. I think a lot of people would love something like this. Zombies is something that everybody and their mom enjoyed doing. I had girlfriends that loved playing zombies back in the day. I had, you know, friends that would, you know, play for hours. I had 4 of my friends from my old Call of Duty days that played zombies for over 24 hours to see how far they could go. And this was back on World at War, so it was difficult, but they did it. It was a good time. And I'm just saying, Destiny needs something. It needs something desperately. And the thing about Destiny is all the activities are so similar. You know, it's all, you know, kill waves of boss or enemies, and then you kill the boss, and that's it, you know. So you let me know what you think. This is something that I would be super excited for if they could introduce and make it work. And I think that this would bring some balance to the game, as well as, you know, revitalize that player base a bit. So again, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, Godspeed, my friends.